So this is for 1 hour. Okay, today I'm supposed to deal with Srila Ramanujacharya's introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Mm, this is an edition which uh, was printed by the Gita Press. Somebody asks Prabhupada which edition of Ramanuja's Bhagavad Gita commentary he can get, and Prabhupada suggests the Gita Press edition, so I'm displaying this one. Pratama Shatka, first 6 chapters. First chapter, Yat Padambhoruhadhyana Vidhvasthashe Shakalmashaha Vastutamupayato Yamunayam Namami Tam. This is Ramanujacharya's obeisances unto the lotus feet of Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya was actually the grand spiritual master of Sri Ramanuja. So he's saying that I offer my obeisances unto Yamunacharya by meditating on whose lotus feet all of my contaminations have been destroyed and I have become substantial. Harihi Om Shriyah Patihi Nikhila Heya Pratyanika Kalyana Ekatanaha. The husband of Shri, the husband of the goddess of fortune, is exclusively filled with auspiciousness, which is the exact opposite of everything that is meant to be rejected. Svetara Samasta Vastu Vilakshana Ananta Jnananandaika Swarupaha. His very constitutional nature is that which is filled with unlimited knowledge and bliss, which is distinct from all other entities. Swabhavika Anavadhika Atishaya Jnana Balaishwarya Virya Shakti Tejah Prabhritya Sankhya Kalyana Guna Gana Mahodadhi is an ocean of auspicious qualities which are innumerable in nature. The auspicious qualities are those such as the 6 opulences: strength, knowledge, wealth, prowess, capacity, and so on. And these qualities are natural to him. They are also unbounded and abundant in him. Swabhimata anurupaika rupa chintya divyadbhuta nitya niravadya niratishayaujvalya saugandhya saundarya saukumarya lavanya yauvanatya ananta guna nidhi divya rupaha. And his form is divine, and that is a treasure of unlimited qualities that are, he gives some examples of some of the features of his transcendental body. His body is brilliant, fragrant, beautiful, youthful, charming, tender youth, and so on. Now all of these features, they are all in accordance with him, with his desires, and they are also similar to his very nature, and they are inconceivable, divine, wonderful, eternal, spotless, and abundant in him. Svochita Vividha Vichitra Ananta Ashcharya Nitya Niravadya Paramita Divya Bhushanaha. His ornaments are divine, and he has unlimited such ornaments that are appropriate to him, that are variegated, very interesting also. What is this? Why am I? I am hearing sounds. I think all of you should mute yourselves. Okay. So they are wonderful and unlimited, eternal, spotless. Swanurupa Asankhya Achintya Shakti Nitya Niravadya Nirratishaya Kalyana Divya Ayudha. He has divine weapons which are boundlessly auspicious, spotless, eternal with him, filled with inconceivable potency of innumerable varieties, and all of them are in line with his nature. स्वाभिमतानुरूप नित्य निरवध्य स्वरूप रूप गुण विभव ऐश्वर्य शीलाद्यनवधिका अतिशया संख्येय कल्याण गुण गण श्रीवल्लभः is the beloved of the goddess of fortune Shri, and her characteristics are described here. She is dear to him. She is also similar to him, and she possesses qualities, grandeur, opulences, a character that is similar to him and which is pleasing to him. And these are spotless, they are also eternal to her. She is also filled with innumerable auspicious characteristics that are unbounded and abundant in her. These are all general features of the Vishnu Tattva. And of course, this is about Sri Tattva. He is the husband of Sri. So these characteristics are found in all of the Vishnu Rupas and Sri Rupas. From Swayam Rupa, the original form, up to all the expansions, everywhere they are found. Swa Sankalpa Anuvidhayi Swarupa Sthiti Pravritti Bheda Ashesha Sheshata Eka Rati Rupa Nitya Niravadya Niratisaya Jnana Kriya Aishwaryadya Ananta Guna Gana Aparimita Suribhihi Anavarata Abhishtuta Charana Yugalaha. His lotus feet is uninterruptedly glorified by innumerable associates, many different assemblies of his associates, and then their nature is described. Their existence, constitutional nature, and functioning, all of them are in line with his wishes. They are attracted to serving him in innumerable ways. Their knowledge, activities, opulences, and innumerable other characteristics are eternal, spotless, and abundant. Vang manasa aparichedya swarupa swabhavaha. The Supreme Lord's nature and character cannot be grasped by speech or the mind. Svochita, Vividha, Vichitra, Ananta Bhogya, Bhoga, Upakarana Bhoga, Sthana Samriddha, Ananta Ascharya, Ananta Mahavibhava, Ananta Parimana, Nitya Niravadya Akshara, Parama Vyoma Nilayaha. The Supreme Lord's abode is known as Akshara, or Paramavyoma, the spiritual sky. Akshara means the indestructible region. Paramavyoma refers to the supreme sky. This is the spiritual sky, Vaikuntha. So then Ramanujacharya describes the characteristics of that Vaikuntha. It is spotless, eternal, uh, limitless in measurement, filled with great glories that are also unlimited, wonderful, uh, rather it is filled with unlimited wonders, and it is enriched with places for the Lord's enjoyment, with instruments or with items which can be used for his enjoyment, with uh, items that with features that the Supreme Lord enjoys, that are of unlimited kinds, that are variegated, that are uh, wonderful, in the sense that it is of varied types and which are appropriate to him. Vividha Vichitra Ananta Bhogya Bhoktri Varga Paripurna Nikhila Jagad Udaya Vibhava Laya Leelaha. And he is engaged in various pastimes. Sports. In other words, it refers to effortless activity. He causes by effortless activity the creation, maintenance, and destruction of all the worlds, all the different universes, which are filled with uh, innumerable uh, enjoyers and the enjoyed of varied types and which are wonderful in nature. Each universe is filled with conditioned souls who are trying to enjoy, so they are the enjoyers. And what they're trying to enjoy, that is the enjoyed. Param Brahma Purushottamaha. He is the Supreme Brahman. He is Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Narayana is Narayana. Brahmadi Sthavarantam Akhilam Jagat Srishtva Svena Rupena Avasthitaha. After creating the entire world from Brahma up to the immobile creatures, he is nevertheless situated in his own form. Brahmadi Deva Manushyanam Dhyana Aradhana Adi Agocharaha Api Apara Karunya Saushilya Vatsalya Audarya Mahodadihi Swameva Rupam Tattat Sajatiya Samsthanam Swaswabhavam Ajahateva Kurvan Teshu Teshu Lokeshu Avatirya Taih Aradhitaha. Even though he is beyond the range of the meditation and worship uh, and so on, which means meditation, worship, service, and so on of the human beings, the devas, all the way up to Brahma. Even though this is how he is, in reality, he is beyond the reach of our mind and senses. So therefore, we cannot actually engage in this. Nevertheless, out of his unbounded compassion, um, good character, out of his affection, out of his magnanimity, because he's a great ocean of all these features, without giving up his nature, he makes them accessible to each of them. In other words, he makes himself accessible to the human beings, the devas, the higher beings, all the way up to Lord Brahma, without giving up his nature. So he makes himself available, accessible within the sensory perception of these beings without giving up his nature. By repeatedly incarnating within various worlds, he is worshipped by these people. So he appears in the world of the humans, he appears in the world of the devas, he appears in Brahmaloka and the lokas in between, and so on. And whenever he appears, that is a descent. He's descending from the spiritual world to here. So he is worshipped. Tat tat ishtana rupam dharmartha kama mokshakyam phalam prayachan. And he grants the results named dharma, artha, kama, moksha as desired by them. Bhubhara avatarana apadeshena asmadadinam api samashrayaniyatvaya avatirya. He descends to this world, Urvyam, so that he can become the object of shelter of personalities like us too. And he does so, he incarnates on the pretext of removing the burden of the earth. Sakala manujana sakala manuja nayana vishayatam gataha. He becomes the object of the vision of all human beings. Paravara nikhila jana mano nayana hari divya cheshtitani kurvan. And he engages in various divine activities which captivate the minds and eyes of all people, whether in the high and the low, both of them. Putana, Shakata, Yamalarjuna, Arishta, Pralamba, Dhenuka, Kaliya, Keshi, Kuvalayapida, Chanura, Mushtika, Tosala, Kamsa Adin Nihatya. He kills Putana, Shakata, Yamalar. He kills means he subdues. So this should be understood in varied ways. He kills Putana literally. He kicks that cart, Shakata. Yamalarjuna, he removes their demoniac tendencies. Similarly, Arishtasura, Pralambasura, Dhenukasura, Kali, he subdues all of them. Keshi, Kuvalayapida, Chanura, Mushtika, Tosala, and Kamsa. So he subdues them in various ways, Kamsa and others. Some of them he subdues without killing, some of them he subdues by killing, some of them he throws away. Like Kaliya, he ordered him to go away. So, in other words, he neutralizes them. Anavadhika, Daya, Sauharda, Anuraga, Garbha, Avalokana, Alapa, Amritaihi, Vishwam, Apyayayan. And he fills this world with his nectarian glances that are filled with unbounded compassion, goodwill, and love. Nirratishaya, Saundarya, Saushilya, Adi Gunagana, Avishkarena, Akrura Malakaradin, Paramabhagavatam Kritva. And by his unbounded beauty, good character, and other such features. By revealing these features, he makes Akrura Malakara. Malakara was a person who made flower garlands. He makes them into pure devotees, pure Bhagavatas, Parama Bhagavatas, Bhagavatas of the highest type. Pandu Tanaya Yuddha Protsahana Vyajena, on the pretext of impelling the son of Pandu to engage in war, Parama Purushartha Lakshana Moksha Sadhana Taya Vedantoditam Svavishayam Jnanakarmanugrahitam Bhakti Yogam Avatarayamasa. Uh, he introduces Bhakti Yoga, which one comes to through the process of jnana, which one comes to through the process of karma. This Bhakti Yoga has him as the object of focus, and it is described in the Vedanta or the Upanishads. So he presents this as the means to attain liberation, which is the supreme goal of life. Now, of course, when Ramanujacharya talks about liberation, it's not talking about the liberation that Bhagavatam condemns. Rather, sometimes the word liberation is taken with a higher meaning. Muktir hitvanyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthitihi, to be situated in one's constitutional position. That is also accepted as mukti or moksha. It is that type of moksha that Sri Ramanuja presents. That is clear from his other writings also. His concept of liberation is to engage in service to the Supreme Lord under all situations, under all circumstances, in every possible manner. Now, this cannot be done in the material world because we have a limited physical bodies. This can only be executed in the spiritual world, which is a world of consciousness. So, when he talks about the highest form of highest Purushartha, liberation, he's talking about this. This is clear from his other writings and from his prayers to the Lord and so on. Okay. Tatra Pandavanam Kurunam cha yuddhe prarabdhe sa Bhagavan Purushottamaha Sarveshwareshwaraha Jagad Upakritim Martyaha Ashritavatsalya Vivashaha Partham Rathinam Atmanam cha Sarathim Sarvaloka Sakshikam Chakara. So when the war between the Pandavas and the Kurus had begun, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottama. Purushottama is a common name of Lord Vishnu. So Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottama, who is the Lord of all the Lords, and who, to benefit this world, appeared like a mortal human being, out of his affection for Arjuna, who had taken shelter of him, being overwhelmed by affection for Arjuna, who had taken shelter of him, he made Partha, Arjuna, sit on the chariot and made himself his driver in the presence of the entire world. So I have dealt with this in half an hour itself. So what I'll do is I'm going to open Baladev Vidya Bhushan. Okay. Why is this like this? This is an edition published by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It is a Bengali edition, but the text is in Sanskrit, typed in Bengali characters. Okay. Srimad Baladev Vidyabhushana Kritam Gita Bhushana Bhashyam. This is the commentary of Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. It is named Gita Bhushana, an ornament to the Bhagavad Gita. Om Namah Shri Govindaya. Obeisances unto Shri Govinda. Satyananta Chintya Shaktyeka Pakshe Sarvadhyakshe Bhaktarakshati Dakshe Shri Govinde Vishwasargati Kande Purna Nande Nityamastam Matir Me. May my mind always be fixed on Shri Govinda. What is his nature? His nature is he alone possesses potencies which are true, unlimited, and inconceivable. He is the superintendent of all. He is very expert in awarding protection to his devotees. He is the root cause of the creation, maintenance, dissolution, and so on of the universes. And he is filled with complete bliss. Ajnana nirathirupayati yaya vishosham bhaktih parapi bhajate pariposhamuchaih tattvam param spurati durgamamapyajastram sadgunya bhrit swarachitam pranamami gitam. The Acharya, he offers his obeisances unto Gita, which was presented by the Supreme Lord. Personally, that Supreme Lord possesses all auspicious qualities. So, by means of this Bhagavad Gita, the ocean of darkness dries up. And in this Bhagavad Gita, transcendental bhakti is loudly nourished. And by means of this bhakti, by means of this Bhagavad Gita, the eternal, inaccessible, supreme truth is revealed. The supreme truth, the supreme eternal truth, even though it is inaccessible otherwise, is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita. So I offer my obeisances unto this Bhagavad Gita. Atha Sukhachid Ghanaha Swayam Bhagavan Achintya Shakti Purushottamaha Swasankalpa Ayat Vichitra Jagad Udayadi Virinchiyadi Sanchintya Charanaha Swajjanmadi Lilaya Swatulyan Saha Avirbhutan Parshadan Praharshayams Tayaiva Jivan Bahun Avidya Sharduli Vadanad Vimochya Swantardhanottara Bhavinaha Anyan Uddhirshuhu Ahava Murdhni Swa Atmabhutam Api Arjunam Vitarkya Swashaktya Samohamiva Kurvan Tan Moha Vimarjana Apadeshena Saparikara Swa Atma Yathatmyaika Nirupikam Swagito Upanishadam Upadishat. Swayam Bhagavan, the original personality of Godhead, who is a concentrated form of bliss and knowledge, and who possesses inconceivable potencies, and who is Purushottama, and by his very resolution, by his very decision, the creation, maintenance, dissolution of the variegated worlds are executed. Virinchiyadi sanchintya charanaha. His feet is meditated upon by Brahma and other worshipable deities. He, while delighting his associates who had appeared along with him as his equals in pastimes of birth and so on, through those very pastimes, he liberated many jivas. Many jivas means many conditioned souls from the mouth of the tigress of ignorance. Then, for the other conditioned souls, uh, who are going to appear after his disappearance, he had a desire to deliver them also. So, right at the climax of a war, right before a war was to begin, by his inconceivable potencies, he made Arjuna, though Arjuna is most dear to him, like his very self, he apparently made him deluded. And on the pretext of removing that delusion, he instructed Bhagavad Gita Upanishad, which delineates the factual nature of himself and everything that is related to him as his paraphernalia. Tasyam khalu Ishvara Jiva Prakriti Kala Karmani Panchartha Varnyante. In this Bhagavad Gita, 5 subject matters are described: Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Teshu Vibhu Samvid Ishvaraha, Anu Samvid Jivaha. Amongst these 5, the one who possesses unlimited consciousness is Ishvara, and the one who possesses minute consciousness is the Jiva. Sattvadi gunatrayashrayo dravyam prakritihi. Prakriti is a substance that is the shelter of the 3 gunas: sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Traigunya shunyam jadadravyam kalaha. And that material substance, which is devoid of sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, is kala or time. Pum prayatna nishpadyam. Adrishtadi shabdavachyam karma iti tesham lakshanani. And that which is attained by the endeavor of the conditioned souls, which is referred to as the unseen destiny and so on, is karma. Here karma refers to karmic reaction. These are the definitions of each of these 5 subjects. Eshu Ishvara adini chatvari nityani, Jiva adini tu isha vashyani, karma tu prag abhava vad anadi vinashicha. Somebody is trying to come in. Okay. Where am I? Eshu Ishvara adini chatvari nityani. Amongst these 5, The first four are eternal. Jiva adini tu ishavashyani. The um, jivas, prakriti, kala, these are under the control of Ishvara. Karma tu prag abhavavat anadi vinashicha. You're getting cut off. Okay. But karma does not have prior existence. It is beginningless and it is destructible. Tatra samvit swarupaha api ishvaraha jivaha cha samveta asmadarthasya. Even though Ishvara and Jiva are consciousness, they also possess consciousness. In other words, they are consciousness and they are conscious. They have a sense of I. They have ego, not in the negative sense, but in the sense that they are self-aware. Vijnanam anandam brahma yah sarvagya sarvavit panta bodha karta vijnanatma purusha ityadi shrutehe. Because of the Shruti statements such as the Supreme Brahman possesses, the Supreme Brahman is consciousness and bliss. The one who knows everything and who attains everything. The Vijnanatma understands, knows and acts. So this is a reference to the Jivatma, the last one. So kamayata bahusyam sukhamaham aswapsam nakinchid vedisham ityadi shrutescha. And from Shruti statements such as he desired, may I become many. I had a nice sleep. I did not know anything. So because of statements such as this, in other words, this statement, he desired, may I become many, what does it signify? It signifies, this is from the Upanishad, that the Supreme Being, Brahman, Supreme Brahman, he can desire. He is capable of desiring. And he is thinking, may I become many. So he has a sense of ego. In this other statement, I had a nice sleep. I did not know anything. This is referring to the state of deep sleep. This is not referring to dream sleep. So even at the stage of deep sleep, we have awareness. Otherwise, how can you say that I experienced happiness while I was in deep sleep? At the status of deep sleep, the mind is not functioning. So at the same time, I experience happiness. So from this we understand that the sense of ego, I am the one who is experiencing that happiness. That is not generated by the mind. न चोभयत्र महत्तत्वज्जातोऽयम् अहङ्कारः तदा तस्य अनुत्पत्तेः विलीनत्वाच्च. In both circumstances, one cannot say that this ego is the one that is generated from the Mahattattva. We know from descriptions of creation that ahankara comes out of Mahattattva. This sense of I-ness is not because of that. Because before creation itself, we notice that Brahman has this awareness of himself. May I become many. tasya anutpatteha. At that time ahankara was not manifested because creation didn't begin. Vilinatvacha. And ahankara is not manifested at the status of deep sleep also. Sacha karta bhokta siddhaha. And the fact that both of them are responsible agents who do things and who experience things. They are enjoyers. They actually experience. They do things. They're responsible agents. They're not just passive witnesses. This is established. Siddhaha sarvagya sarvavit karta bodha iti padebhyaha. This is established from the words of the scriptural quotations presented earlier itself. Sarvagya, he knows everything, and sarvavit, he attains everything. So this refers to the Supreme Being. And karta bodha manta bodha karta vijnanatma purushaha. That statement was also already given. So from that we understand that the living entity also is a doer and he understands things. Anubhavitritvam khalu bhoktritvam sarva abhi upagatam. It is accepted by all parties that enjoyer here simply means experiencer, because we may be subjected to undesirable experiences, which is what we refer to as pain. So bhokta actually means experiencer. Soshnute sarvan kaman sah brahmana vipaschita iti shute stu ubhayo tat pravyaktam. And that both of them experience is very explicit from the Shruti statement. Soshnute sarvan kaman sah brahmana vipaschita. This is from the Upanishad. All of this is from, these are all Upanishadic quotes. At the status of liberation, the liberated soul, he attains all desirables along with the conscious Brahman who sees everything. Yadyapi samvit swarupad samvetrittvadina anyat prakasha swarupad raveriva prakashakatvadi tathapi vishesha samarthyat tad anyatva vyavaharaha. Even though there is no distinction between consciousness and the conscious being, just like the sun and sun's illumination, still on the strength of the principle of vishesha or variegatedness, we refer to them as if they are different. This concept of Vishesha comes from Madhvacharya. Visheshascha bheda pratinidhir na bhedaha. What is Vishesha? Vishesha is a representation of difference, even though there is no difference. Such a bheda abhave api bheda karyasya dharmadharmi bhavati vyavaharasya hetuhu. It causes us to refer to there being a difference between two things when in reality there is no difference. For instance, the difference between a substance and the nature of that substance. Satta sati bhedo bhinna kala sarvada asti ityadishu vidvadbhih pratitaha. Even enlightened souls, they perceive that existence exists. Difference is different. Time is always there. So in each of these, even enlightened souls use these words because there is no other way you can describe this phenomenon. There is an appearance of difference, but there is no difference. Tat pratitya anyatha an upapatya evam dharman pratak pashyam sthaneva anu vidhavati iti shrutya cha siddha. There is no other way to explain the nature of variegatedness. And the Shruti also says that one who sees the distinction between the Supreme Brahman and the qualities of the Supreme Brahman, he is stuck in material existence. He only chases varieties of material existence. यह ही ब्रह्मधर्मानभिधाय तद्भेद प्रसिद्ध्यते. In this text, having spelt out the nature of the Supreme Brahman, the difference between the Supreme Brahman and his qualities is forbidden. In other words, we are not allowed to think that there is a factual distinction between the Supreme Brahman and his features. न खलु भेद प्रतिनिधेस तस्याप्य भावे धर्मधर्मी भाव धर्म बहुत्वे शक्ये वक्तुम इति अनिच्छुभिरपि स्वीकार्याः स्युः ते इमे अर्था शास्त्रेऽस्मिन् यथास्थानम् अनुसन्धेयाः. This principle of Vishesha has to be accepted even by those who don't want to accept it, because they are forced, because there is no other explanation to explaining the distinction, the apparent distinction between substances and their attributes. So therefore one has to go by the version that there is a representation of difference even though there is no real difference. All of these subject matters should be considered at the appropriate places in this scripture. Iha hi Jivatma Paramatma Tadhama Tadpraptyupayanam Swarupani Yathavan Nirupyante. Indeed, in this book, in this scripture, the natures of the Jivatma, the Paramatma here is used in the Upanishadic sense. Paramatma simply refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. In the Upanishads, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan are used practically as synonyms. So Paramatma refers to Bhagavan. So in the scripture, the natures of the Jivatma, Paramatma, the abode of the Paramatma, and the means by which one can attain his abode have been properly described. Tatra Jivatma Yathatmya Yathatmyam Paramatma Yathatmya Upayogitaya Paramatma Yathatmyam tu tad upasana Upayogitaya Prakrityadikam tu Paramatmanaha Srashtuhu Upakaranataya Upadishyate. In this regard, the Bhagavad Gita instructs us about the nature of the Jivatma, because that is very helpful to understand the nature of Bhagavan. The nature of Bhagavan is described because that is very helpful to understand the worship of Bhagavan. And Prakriti, Kala, Karma, they have been described because they are ingredients which are used by the Creator, the Supreme Soul, Bhagavan. They are ingredients, so therefore that is also brought out. Okay, we'll stop with this because the next portion requires further explanation. We'll take it up in the next session next week. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the Telegram group. Okay, so I'll stop with that. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha vipasantubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.